Good evening, dear Toastmasters and my dear guest. I welcome you all to the NITK BHIVE Toastmasters Club, meeting number 226. Before we start, in order to keep this meeting, I would like, the mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before I start this meeting, there are a few ground rules which we need to follow. One, I request everyone to either switch off their mobiles or keep it in silent mode. Second, I request no one to speak about sex, religion or politics because it may affect others. And third is that please do not interfere or walk in between when the speaker meeting is going on. Now I request our presiding officer, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar ji, to come and take over. Thank you.
Good evening, and let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Habib. I see a lot of improvements from the day he took over. I think this should be your third or fourth as a Sergeant at Arms. Tremendous improvement. A big round of applause for you. I declare this 226 meeting open. Toastmaster last week's meeting was about our moment of truth, and we also had a table topic session where we enjoyed a lot of feedback from that. About the moment of truth, the entire proceeding has been recorded and has been posted to the area and division sites wherever it was supposed to be done, and it has been confirmed from the area director that they have received it. And last week also we had a area meeting where it was appreciated about our performance. So let us all give ourselves a big round of applause for our doing good things. And it is a teamwork which we are all doing. And to take this, today's theme of the day is something about siblings. And we recently had a nice festival of the land that is called as Raksha Bandhan. It is all about siblings everywhere. I remember those young days when I was in North India. This was celebrated as a great festival where we used to get our hands completely tied with Rakhi. There was a meaning in it. When I came back to South, it was Rakhi, but people were running away from Rakhi. I was really surprised. The culture, the thought process was entirely contrast, but the meaning was the same. I grew up in a very big family, and I was the last person in my family. A kind of great generation gap, but people really took good care of me. When I say they took good care, they just loved me so much that for everything, every dress was a second hand, every book was a second hand, everything was a second hand. So we grew up like that from those days. And believe me, when I joined technical course, my elder brother had completed some 6-7 years before me, and he used to tell me, "You are not attending lab? I know, I will come and speak to your lab teacher and you will be punished." So this threat was always on my head, but at the back, when I see at this stage, that was the family bond which I had. They stood me with all what they had when I was passing through a midlife crisis kind of a situation. But the love, the affection, the way they pulled me out of the situation is enormous. That is what sibling love is, and that is what everybody has to look for it. To take this meeting forward, I would like to call upon a person who is really very charged up. When I first met him, I was wondering how this marketing person is looking for leadership role. But suddenly I realized, what is marketing? It is nothing but being able to communicate something and communicate in such a manner that you are leading that person to take a decision. That is what. So please put your hands together and welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bopaya ji.
Thank you, Mr. President and the presiding officer. Hello everyone, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to meeting number 226 of NITK BHIVE. How many here have heard of Avicii? Avicii.
Avicii, no.
So as is tradition, as is whenever I take up some roles, I kind of tend to start with a song. So, so this is from Avicii, quite apt to the theme that we have. Hey brother, there's an endless road to rediscover. Hey sister, know the water's sweet but blood is thicker. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world that I wouldn't do. So the idea of coming up with this song is to show that a person is directing his brother to conquer all the paths, irrespective of where it leads to. A brother is directing his sister to understand that blood is thicker than water, which means that familial bonds, sibling bond, is definitely stronger than anything else in this world. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my dear friends, we recently celebrated a very beautiful festival, as our PO already mentioned, the gift of Raksha Bandhan. And how many here celebrated, how many here had Rakis in their hands, and you shared sweets with your brothers, and nobody?
I can sense.
I don't have a Rakhi.
So I was expecting like a big crowd and everyone will raise their hands to show Rakis. So anyways, so that's the beautiful bond that we had, and it's a beautiful bond between a sister and a brother, which is celebrated throughout the country. And this is a festival where a sister prays for health, wealth, and success of her brother, and in turn, the brother promises to protect and nurture the sister throughout her life. And it goes without saying that it is an innate quality or innate responsibility of a brother to have a propensity to protect his sister. So such a beautiful bond for celebrating this event, and yet whenever this festival was approaching, on that particular day I used to be absent from school for obvious reasons. So every year, we do understand that this is a beautiful festival, but I believe that somewhere down the line, this concept lost its meaning when it came to schools, right? Every single guy became the brother of every single girl in the school. Nevertheless, today's theme is about sibling love, and we're not just restricting ourselves to brother and sister bond and love. We're talking about the competition that exists, the jealousy that exists, the name callings, and the pranks that we do with each other, between brothers, between sisters, and also between the brother and the sister. So I myself have a twin, and
Wow.
growing up, I must say that it was both daunting as well as fun. Daunting because whenever our parents used to take us out, all the strangers' eyes used to be on us for very obvious reasons that we look alike. And to make matters worse, our parents used to dress us up alike as well. So it was gradually when we started slowly being able to stand on our own feet, we started telling our parents that going to school it's not good that we dress up alike and everyone looking at us. So let us have our own individuality, dress us up differently, but we'll still look alike. We'll still be together. We'll still be twins. They agreed, and the stares reduced, but it still continued. And growing up, this is where it gave us our propensity for some mischief with our friend circle. So one fine day, riding a motorcycle with my brother as a pillion, I suddenly realized that I am not carrying my wallet, and within that wallet was my driving license. And on the way, I'm seeing nearby that there is a policeman ready to stop everyone. I quickly tell my brother, slip your license in my pocket. He did that. And as fate would have it, the cop stopped me. He asked me to produce my license and insurance. I frankly took out the license and showed it to him. He looked at it. He was pretty confused. He looked at both of us. Then in that confused state, he asked me, okay, give me the license. He gave me the insurance. I showed him the insurance. They said, okay, please go. So that was one moment that I can always remember, can never forget, where a situation was turned into a positive situation. Similarly, very recently, knowingly or unknowingly, I played a similar trick here within Toastmasters, and I don't know how many of you gathered, grasped it. And the mastermind behind this was none other than our IPP Toastmaster Cycle. So he happened to go through my LinkedIn profile, and suddenly he landed upon my brother's profile. He immediately called me and told me, "Oops, why do you have a duplicate profile?" I said, "Where do I have a duplicate profile?" He sent me the screenshot. I was like, "No, that's not me, that's my twin, that's my brother." So it's like, "Oh, I have an idea, but you help me out, don't tell anyone in the club." He immediately sent a picture of my brother graduating from IIM's Kolkata in the group, and everyone started congratulating me. And he told me, "Do not let anyone know." So I think you know where I'm going with this. Toastmaster Ramdas and Chanatik. He wanted to reveal it in the next meeting, but I think he's not present for the last 2 meetings. So this was another story that I could think of. So now these are some impromptu skills and impromptu communication tactics that we generally practice on a daily basis. And this is very much needed in communication as well. So in early 1900s, Ralph C. Smedley saw the similar requirement within his own community, within the people when he was working at the YMCA. He wanted to help the men in his community to learn how to speak, to learn how to conduct meetings and plan programs, and be able to work in communities. And that's how he founded the Toastmasters in 1924. And now headquartered in Englewood, Colorado, Toastmasters has over 270k members in 15k clubs across 148 countries. So that's the brief history of Toastmasters. And to give everyone an idea, I'm sure everyone knows how Toastmasters run, but to give a brief idea, we are structured into 3. We have prepared speeches followed by table topic sessions, and ultimately we'll have a general evaluator who will be evaluating the entire session. No event or no speech is complete without somebody evaluating it, because if you don't have an evaluator, then you can't take anything back to learn and understand how you can improve yourself. And to manage that, I'll be the general evaluator will be assisted by tag roles, the timer, our counter, and the grammarian. So today's timer is Toastmaster Habib. Can you please stand up and explain the role, please?
Meaning the role of the Toastmasters is to maintain the time given and inform the speaker whenever there is a time. In case there is 2 minutes, first we will show the yellow card. or if there is only 1 minute, we will show the green card. Then when the time is up, we will show the red one. After showing the red one, that speaker has got 30 seconds to end the meeting. This call as
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhi. Yeah. Next, we have the R counter, Toastmaster Ramdas. Could you please briefly explain the role?
Yeah, dear Toastmaster of the day. As we speak, we tend to use a lot of Dutch words. They're not required. They actually bring down the impact of the speech. As our counter role, I'll be noting down all this and give a report end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramdas. And our grammarian today is Toastmaster Shalini. Could you please explain the role, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bopaya. Good evening, Toastmasters. The word of the day is propensity, which means a strong natural tendency to do something. As the example states, as children, we all had a strong propensity for mischief, and I also noted that our TMOD has used the word already twice in his TMOD address. I would also be making a note of all the good use of language, words, phrases, metaphorical uses of words, rhetoric use of language, and also the ones which require areas of improvement. Requesting all the Toastmasters present here to use the word of the day for our own benefit. Over to you, team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shalini. So without further ado, let us begin our session today with prepared speeches. We have two interesting speeches today, one by our guest and one by our Toastmaster himself. To evaluate the first speaker, we have a very interesting person who has been leading our club in a very positive way for the past few months that have been associated with the club. He believes sibling love is very much essential. However, he feels that he was always suppressed by his siblings when growing up. But the grinding has actually helped him to learn a lot of things in his life so far. So please welcome onto the stage Toastmaster Chandrasekhar to give the purpose of the speech today.
Thank you. The next speaker is going to give L1 P5 speech, and the pathways, motivational strategies, and the purpose of the speech is. The purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback received and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator and give a speech to improve on the feedback. The timer, please note, the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you. So our first speaker is a very dedicated and patient NEET aspirant whose career is a ticking time bomb. Her hobbies include baking, binge reading, rom-coms, ice skating, debating, orating, and trying out new activities that satisfies her adventurous soul. She also comes from a family which has a lot of siblings. She is the eldest among the lot, and she feels privileged to be able to take care of all her siblings. Without further ado, let us please welcome Toastmaster Simra. Blame game, Toastmaster Simra.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a mother, her son Shanky, and his friends. The mother was exhausted having to deal with all the tantrums of her son. Mama, my friends have a new PS5. Can I have one too? Mama, his friends let him do whatever you want. You stop controlling me. Mama, I want to go out. They also went out. And the tantrum list would go on and on and on. One day, tired of this drama, Mama harshly said, "Go jump into the well with your friends, and when you do so, do not come back and cry to me." So it so happened that on a bright, sunny morning, Shanky and his friends were playing near the village well in his field. One of the guys let his intrusive thoughts win and jumped into the well. Soon after, the others followed. But when they got bored, it was time for them to come out. They helped each other out of it. But they intentionally left Shanky all alone in the well. Now Shanky is very upset. He's screaming for help. Mama, mama, mama. After a while, his mother comes. Well. What do we have here? Shanky frantically starts justifying his situation. Mama, I'm sorry. It was my friends. They left me all alone. I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry. Please help me. I told you very clearly to listen to me and not follow your friends. Now don't blame them and learn to accept your mistake. I'm sorry, Mama. Please help me. Mama who? I'm not your mother. You're adopted. Saying this, she leaves him all alone to die. Moral of the story, don't blame others and learn from your mistakes, accept your mistakes. Wait, why do you all look so traumatized? I get it, it's the story, you all didn't like the ending, you expected it to be a nice feel-good ending. And at least by now, I thought you would have learned to expect the unexpected from my speeches. But it's okay. Let's focus on the moral, shall we? We feel that we're insecure and self-love is something that we have to develop. Wrong! We love ourselves way too much to the point that we blame anything and everything just to clear our names. Why are you late? Bangalore traffic, ma'am. You live in Bangalore, you know how bad the traffic is, yet you don't put that extra effort to leave a little early forcing the traffic. We're cowards. Most of us don't have it in us to accept our mistakes. Just like Shanky, he did not acknowledge his tantrums. Instead, he just put the blame on his friends and didn't listen to his mother. This is why we're stuck in this infinite loop of insecurity, procrastination and failure. Yes, life is unpredictable. And so are people, just like Shanky's friends. But that doesn't mean you should get affected by it. Become resilient to the point that you can handle it all. Building resilience is no rocket science. In fact, it is a very simple principle. Stop blaming the circumstances and learn from your mistakes. Just let us all stop the blame game. Just like how you all blamed me for my story's ending. Instead of blaming me, ask yourselves, why are you guys here on a Wednesday evening, super tired of work, listening to me yap, choosing to listen to me yap? If a cry breaks your heart, stop grieving over him. Don't give him so much importance in your life that you should get affected by it. Get up, hustle, make a routine and better yourself at each step. If the education system of India fails you, then get up, distract yourselves and join Toastmasters. And then make it your coping mechanism to the point that you push the thoughts of your crushing career at the back of your brain, just like me. Just kidding, guys. Don't be me. Come up with good ways and possible solutions to tackle the situation at hand. We often are so busy pointing ourselves at others that we fail to realize that there are three fingers pointing right back at us. Not blaming others is a powerful mindset that encourages self-responsibility and self-reflection. That's why let's improvise and better ourselves. Once upon a time, there was a mother and her son and his friends. The mother had warned her son not to follow his friends and jump into the well. Nonetheless, her son does so. But when he calls for help, she quickly gives him her dupatta, saves his life, hugs him tightly, and explains him to release the trap of the blame game. See, I healed all the hearts that I broke in the beginning and gave you the ending you all wanted. So let's collectively stop the blame game. Cheers to love, life, and laughter. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Simran, for that wonderful speech. Big round of applause for Toastmaster Simran. Of course, easier said than done. Blame game often happens with siblings. Growing up, I just had a twin. We used to call parents and close friends used to call us Sudhi and Nidhi. So whenever something used to happen, it's like, it's not Sudhi or Nidhi, it's Sudhi Nidhi, one of them. I've done it. So anyways, with that, we'll move on to our next speech. To evaluate the speech, we have a very interesting Toastmaster who recently joined our club. She loves reading, trekking, and is a yoga enthusiast. She is an NLP practitioner. She is a big music fan, and she adores A.R. Rahman. To her, sibling love is something like a cat fight which constantly happens, but end of the day, I think you end up cuddling with each other and loving each other. Without further ado, please welcome on stage Toastmaster Shalini.
Thank you, TM Modi Toastmaster Bopaya, for that lovely introduction. Well, about the speaker, first, the purpose of this project is for the member to determine their style of humor and apply it to a speech that has a central message. The speaker is attempting engaging humor pathway. Timer to note, the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. The level is level 3 project 1, and the title of the speech is Made in Heaven. Okay, all the best to the speaker. Back to you, dear.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shalini. So the next speaker is a very inspiring personality within our club. Everyone looks up to him in terms of the way he runs the club, the way he runs every meeting, the way he is dedicated to any role that he takes within the meeting. He is also always encouraging new members to take up roles and to actively participate in the meetings. He believes that sibling love is very much important in anyone's life. He believes that sibling bond is something that lasts an eternity, and he believes that siblings are always necessary to share your thoughts, your feelings, and your expressions. Please welcome on stage Toastmaster Ramdas. Made in heaven, Toastmaster Ramdas.
Marriages are made in heaven. Do you all agree?
Yes.
Dear Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. One Singh went to his father and told him, "Dad, I want to get married." Dad said, "Son, say sorry." "Dad, I want to get married. Why should I tell sorry?" "Son, say sorry." "Dad, I don't understand. I want to get married. Why should I tell sorry?" "Son, please say sorry." "Dad, you're joking. Please stop. I want to get married, please." "Son, please say sorry." "Okay, Dad. I'm very sorry. I have to get married." "Okay, now you can get married. This is the first lesson that you need to learn, to tell sorry to get married." So father continued. He asked his son, "Son, do you know the difference between welding and wedding?" Son Panta Singh thought, welding has L, wedding has D, otherwise all the other letters are same. Father said, in welding, you get the bond, you get the sparks first and the bond forever. In wedding, get the bonding first, then sparks forever. Are you ready for the sparks in your life? Panta Singh said, "Yes, I am ready." Then father asked, "Do you know the meaning of the Or do you know how the word wife derived? Banta Singh scratched it. I don't know. And father said, you know the wildlife? Yes. Take the first two letters of wildlife and last two letters of wildlife and join them. It becomes wife. So you need to be very much aware of the lionesses or tigresses amongst us when you get married. Are you ready? Yes, Dad, I am ready. Then father is convinced that he can arrange marriage for his son Banta Singh. He looks for a beautiful Punjabi girl, arrange for marriage, and Banta Singh is married. And as usual, the first 6 months honeymoon period, everything is very, very rosy. And then comes the sparks. Once Banta Singh comes home in a very jovial mode from office. He comes and sits near his wife and tells, honey, you know King Akbar? She's looking at WhatsApp message. Yes, I know King Akbar. So what? He had 3 wives. So what? I want to marry 2 more. I want to have 2 more wives. Do you know Draupadi? Oh my dear, no, I was just joking. Why you take everything so seriously? Once Banta Singh brought his best friend, who is a bachelor, home without informing his wife. He came home, knocked the door. Wife opened the door and she sees Banta Singh and his friend. She makes them sit on sofa and starts shouting at Banta Singh. Can't you see that I have not combed my hair? Don't you see that I have not dressed well? Don't you see the mess inside the house? I have not even cooked. Should you not tell me that you're getting a guest to our house? Where did you bring him? Without telling me. Banta Singh softly says, honey, he wanted to see how marriage works, so I brought him home. So he learned a lesson that he should call up his wife before calling anyone to his house. Once Banta Singh went to bachelor's party of his close friend. And in the bachelor's party, normally people drink, and he came home drunk. And as he entered the home, he quickly went and started typing on his laptop. It's very fast. Are you drunk? No. Then why are you typing in a suitcase? Oh, I didn't find laptop. He learned that okay, next time he should bring laptop also with him when he comes home after drinking. Their life had big sparks and small sparks. There was one day big spark at home, and wife decided that she has to go to her mom's house. She started packing her clothes. And Banta Singh asks, what are you doing? I'm going to my mother's house. Then Banta Singh also goes and starts packing his clothes. She asks, what are you doing? I'm also going to my mother's house. Then what about the kids? See, you're going to your mother's house. I'm going to my mother's house. The kids will go to their mother's house. So why are you asking me? He used his intelligence in critical situations. Once Banta Singh took his family to a fancy restaurant. He ordered a big meal. And the meal came. Banta Singh said, okay, let's enjoy the food. My wife said, at home you tell us that let's do the prayer first before we eat the food. At restaurant you are telling, without prayer we can eat. Banta Singh smiles. Yeah, here the cook is very, very famous and he prepares very well. So you can blindly eat. But after going home, he had a big thunder and spark that day. So he decided that he cannot take on his wife cooking skills. So my dear friends, these are small snippets of sparks and thunders that happen in a family. Banta Singh learned over a period of time, and thereafter he had a happy married life. We know that marriages are made in heaven, but lived on earth. When two people come together, there'll be two different thoughts. Two people of different mindset, they're working together, they're staying under one roof. There'll be differences. So we need to compromise, we need to adjust, we need to give and take. It's only when the marriage becomes heaven, the earth becomes heaven, the house becomes heaven. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramdas, for that funny take on marriages. Notwithstanding all the analogies that you just mentioned and the funny quotes, I think it's generally seen in the animal kingdom as well, where, like you said, in the forest as well, the wildlife, you do see the lionesses and tigresses being more affectionate towards their male partners, and the male partners actually taking care of the entire herd or the group. Yeah. Well, marriages are made in heaven, but so is thunder and lightning. So I think it's adding to whatever you said. So big round of applause for Toastmaster Ramdas. Alright, so with that speech, we are done with our first session, that is the prepared speeches. Now we will move on to our next session, where we will try to understand how good we are at coming up with impromptu thoughts, and how do we present them to our audience. So today's table topic master is again someone who believes that sibling love is very much important in one's life. He himself has been the eldest in the family, and he has had a lot of experience taking care of all his siblings, right from the basic care to their weddings, to their children, taking care of the children and education. So we've had a lot of good stories from this person, and let's hope to learn more about what he has to present today, and hopefully something about table topics as well. Without further ado, please welcome Toastmaster Habib on the stage.
Good evening. This is the first time I am doing table topics, so please forgive me if I make mistakes. The table topic session is a very important session in a like this one आज Toastmasters meeting. We give a topic. It's an impromptu topic wherein you need to speak about 1 to 2 minutes about the topic. So I would like to start. Anybody can take. Love is one soul living in two bodies.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Okay, do I have the floor?
Yes.
Okay. Love is.
One soul living in two bodies.
Okay. First of all, love is everywhere. And as a 19-year-old who lives love through fictional rom-coms and movies and novels, I have a very fictional and a very delusional definition of love in my brain. So excuse me if it doesn't match with the reality of those who are already married here. Love to me is this hyperventilating, very roses and rainbows kind of emotion. Yes, it has compromises. Yes, it has a lot of difficulties. Yes, you know, like how the plot twist in my rom-com novel is how he pretends to betray her, but he's actually caring for her. That's how love is. It's caring and loving about people without showing it to them sometimes. Love when you get married, when two people become one, yes, their souls become one. Their bodies are different, but after a period of time, correct me if I'm wrong, all the people are married, I think the mindset, this fluidity in your thoughts, communication, fluidity, that just makes you believe that one soul but two bodies. Love is this very beautiful feeling that I someday, soon maybe, I want to have. And I know it's not gonna be just roses all the time, because as we all know, even roses have thorns. So let's just hope for the best, because like we just heard a very lovely story about, marriages. Let's just hope that whoever I see, we're very compatible and we're truly a match made in heaven. Thank you.
Now I would like to our Chandrasekhar ji, T.M. Chandrasekhar ji to take it.
Subject.
Love has no age.
Love. Love has really no age, because the love from the childbirth to what the age I am has different definitions. If somebody asks me, do you love me? I ask the first question, define love what you mean. That should be there. You should be able to care for the other person without expecting anything from it. Love is something, when we define it, when we say we love somebody, it cannot be only a physical love. It should be a love for caring. It should be something where you are really standing up for that person and you are not expecting anything back from it. But my life lesson, what I learned, love yourself first before you start loving anybody, because you are more important. If you are not there, you cannot do anything. And never mix your love with your business or profession. Never ever mix. It is going to give a teenage love message if you mix that. Always heartbroken or always a damaged situation. So never mix love with profession. With that, over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Toastmasters Shalini, would you like to take this?
Yes.
Love is the greatest refreshment in life.
Okay. Thank you, table topic master, Toastmaster Habib. So the topic that I have got is love is the greatest refreshment in life. Well, I am also wondering why we are not getting any refreshments in the Toastmasters meeting. I would look at it in this way. Currently, I am an entrepreneur. I was in the employee zone for almost 20 plus years. And in the last 5 years that I became an entrepreneur, I think that love is highly refreshing. Recently, like I mentioned, I completed a project with one of the HR companies here in Indiranagar, very much in our own Bengaluru city. And they called me for the next batch that I would be training them on.
Wow.
I think this refreshment really keeps me going, because something which I get to do again and again, and this is food for thought for all of us, the things that you love the most, or the people that you love the most, or the job that you love the most, the work that you love the most. There is a beautiful saying that for anything to be a master at, for mastery, you need repetition of the same thing. So if you are in that zone where you get the same things or the same people that you love the most, that is the highest level of refreshment. What exactly is the meaning of refreshment? Something which really refreshes you, right? You have a samosa that refreshes you. You have a nice masala chai that refreshes you. I had this sandwich outside before coming to the club. Oh my God, that man I think is a billionaire. His sandwich is so refreshing. Same components if you apply it in your life. People, your job, your career, your loved ones, if they all are refreshing you, that love, metaphorically, which you cannot see but you can feel, is the biggest refreshment in your life. Over to you.
And Toastmasters Nimisha, would you like to take this? Love is like war, easy to begin but very hard to stop. Love is like war, easy to begin but very hard to stop.
Thank you, table topic master, for the topic. Love is like war, easy to begin but very hard to stop. I agree with that. Whether we speak about sibling love that Toastmaster Bopaya was talking about, or like Toastmaster Ramdas brought about marriages, any relationship that you have with a friend, with your spouses, siblings, even parents, sometimes we get into that zone of disagreeing with people. There can be disagreements, there can be wars that we have, right? So it's easy to start that, but the problem occurs when it is somebody so close to you. Later, when you realize that perhaps you also could have been wrong about it, that's when I think you reflect upon your own mistakes, and I think we should keep ourselves in that zone, that we can also make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes people may not be close to us. They can be, like, let's say, our work colleagues or even our bosses, where we have disagreements with them. So let's try to always ensure that we are balanced. Maybe we should give others a chance, hear out what their perspective is, so that when a war starts, start the war, but then you also know how to end it.
Last one, I would like to Toastmasters Ramdas ji to take it. Love has no boundaries.
Thank you, Tabletop Master. Boundaries defined by us. If you take the universe, there is no boundaries. We define geographical boundaries for nations or state. Even for a family, we define a boundary. This is my house, my family. But boundary is not defined by universe. You take, for example, birds. Birds have no boundary. They can go anywhere. You take ants, they can go anywhere. Why is that we fix a boundary that this is my family, this is my house? This is the limitation that we put. In fact, I agree with the topic. Love has no boundary. One of my relatives, he went to US for high studies. He found some soulmate there who is not Indian. She is not Indian. So what? Why should I put a boundary that she should be from India, from Tamil Nadu, from Chennai, from this neighborhood? It's the limitation that we put is not right. Because love comes from heart, not from head. Head is what defines the boundaries. Mine is something comes from head. Love comes from heart. So heart has abundant love for everything around us. So let's go with heart and not always the head. Thank you.
With this, I would like to end the table topic session, and I would like to Toastmasters group to take.
Thank you, Toastmaster Habib, for that wonderful lessons on love and hate, if it is also possible. So how are we feeling today?
Good.
Overdose of love?
Yes. All kinds of love.
Alright, so I think with that we've come to the end of our second session as well, which is the table topics session. We'll next take over the general evaluation, which will be highlighting the various aspects of the meeting today, what went well, what did not go well, what can be improved. To give our general evaluation, I'd like to call upon somebody who's also a new member of our team. She's an amazing singer. She's also contested in one of the ISCs last year. We will be encouraging her this year as well. Without further ado, please welcome Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bopaya. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests. I don't have to call out what the role of a general evaluator is, since everyone's a seasoned member here. But I do want to call out something, that in my evaluation, here are some points that I've tried to keep in mind. Organization, preparation, preparedness for role, and delivery by every speaker. Doing all of this is no easy task, so I have a remarkable team of speech evaluators as well as tag evaluators to help me with this daunting task. So let's jump straight in to the prepared speech evaluation. Now, evaluation, as we all know, is a critical element of Toastmasters, because evaluators don't just get to evaluate speakers, they also get a chance to exhibit three key skills: listening actively, providing feedback positively and thinking critically based on that, right? So we will jump straight into it and we will call our first evaluator, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, to evaluate Toastmaster Simra. Please give a round of applause.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and a very nice speech, Toastmaster Sam. You are giving a repeat speech,
Yes.
so you have to improve upon. Before we observe what you want to improve, you are asked to have the transition placed properly and have more pauses. Yes. What everybody feels about these two things? I am sure everybody will be feeling the same thing what I am about to tell you. You have implemented those things, but I do have other good points where I thought that I should also mention with your speech. You did speak about blame game, procrastination, failure, how everybody does it. You nicely brought up a story and you suddenly ended us to look for what is this? It is all not what we all desired to have. There was a pause. Then you took us to other kind of a story. You did really make 2 to 3 stories for us to go through your things. But in the end, you again brought back and said, all stories should have a happy ending. And you made us realize that what everybody expects. But the takeaway point for me is that what a life we all live. You did mention about the procrastination and failure and the blame game. Most of us we do. We don't accept our own mistake. We keep blaming others or we blame something else for what we have not been achieved. That was wonderfully conveyed by your things. And as a Toastmaster evaluation, if I have to look at, you excelled with your body language, your voice modulations were very good, and you also enacted so many things like a mom and children. I really enjoyed it. I'm sure you will be able to go to a lot of places with your speech. It's not a point for improvement, but what I felt is bring something natural into your speech. It would add a lot of positiveness and the message could be delivered with a punch. That is all, but otherwise you excelled with your speech. I think you completed the purpose for which you took the role. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, for that evaluation. I really thought that you were encouraging, your feedback was very encouraging, and you greeted the speaker before you did that, so wonderful evaluation. What I want to tell you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, regarding your evaluation, just some points that you can probably bear in mind the next time. You began with an encouraging word, but immediately you said you don't have to improve on your pauses. I thought you could structure your evaluation better, like start with an encouraging word, give the commendations, and then come to the recommendations, and then end with another encouraging note. The second thing I thought you could do well is that you could number your evaluation. Like it's the easiest thing to do to structure your evaluation. Maybe these are the 2 things you did well, these are the 2 things that you could improve, right? But thank you for that evaluation, and Toastmaster Simra, I concur with the evaluator. Congratulations, wonderful speech. I thought you started with great energy, enthusiasm. The only one thing that I would like to recommend to you is that when you were role playing with like your mom and yourself, you tend to look down like this. So maybe you can turn your body language maybe like this, but look to the audience. But congratulations, fabulous job. So let's get on with our next evaluator, Toastmaster Shalini. Could you please come here to evaluate Toastmaster Ramdas?
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Nimisha. The monk who did not sell his Ferrari but chose to give a humorous speech. In special request to my speaker, Toastmaster Ramdas. I would like to evaluate you on 4 areas: the commendations, the recommendations, the summary, and what you can do to challenge yourself. To start with the commendations, you started with a very humorous quote. Marriages are made in heaven, quite apt when it comes to the title itself. Your confidence to attempt such a difficult pathway, engaging humor is a difficult pathway, is commendable without getting tangled yourself anywhere. The flow was very smooth, it was quite free, and you were able to manage all the stories in one order. Very technically, in this path, we do not talk about the construction of the structure or the levels of the gradation, because humor is humor and it can come from anywhere. The second best thing was so many elements from Banta's life, okay? Starting from his marriage itself, where his dad had to convince him that he had to be ready first for the idea of marriage itself, and then all those little snippets of humor, they added a lot of nice fun moments, and I think all of us had a hearty laughter. So you did justice to the level and the project. The third important thing was the voice modulation. Every time I saw that, you had a different voice for Banta, you had a different voice for dad, you also had different voice for the other characters in the story. You have an amazing sense of when to pause and where to pause. Pauses play a very effective role. Sometimes even the world champion contests are won because people pause very effectively. And you did it in a very commendable manner. The fourth element that I would like to tell you is the entire speech was totally in sync with the project that you had taken. So hats off to you on that. Couple of areas of improvement which I would like to suggest to you is, the first being, all the stories that the main character Banta was, some of them we have seen on Instagram Reels. They keep repeating. So one thing which I felt was, although we kind of visualized how Banta was, and this is what Banta would do, even if I met someone with the name Banta, probably that man would do this. There was something which was missing, was your own humorous element in the story, your own story which has humor. So I'm sure that you are such a calm, poised, a person who is so calm and poised, definitely there would be an element of humor in your own life. So that you need to bring out, sir. In summary, I would say that a good speech which had lot of little elements of humor from a third person's perspective. But what was missing was your own elements of humor from your story, a little bit more about the stage usage. Like, you had very good eye contact with everybody in the room, although the attendance is less today. But if you had done a little bit of stage usage, that would have added value to your pauses, because you are extremely good at pauses. That is what I observed. I would like to mention to you that your story becomes more personalized. When it becomes more personalized is when the audience, probably if you had shared something from your life, you would have rolled with laughter and probably fallen down from the seats. So that is, we all have to narrate our personal stories. That is very important. To challenge you, I would say that since it's a difficult pathway you have taken, you can have Santas and Bantas in your life, but you could probably give the other speeches in this pathway with your story element, because you are in level 3 project 1 now. You still have a long way to go. I mean, you have crossed half the bridge, you still have the other bridge to cross. You can add your own elements from your personal life. That would be like the complete package that you would give us, the icing on the cake. We would love to hear your side of your humorous stories, because we have always seen you as one person who is responsible for everybody else. But we want you to see on a lighter note, coming up with your own humorous stories in life. Over to you.
Fabulous evaluation, Toastmaster Shalini. Don't have words to actually evaluate that evaluation. Great job. I really want to congratulate you on your active listening abilities, because it was so detailed. Your evaluation covered every point, like right from content to every aspect of delivery, the way you spoke about his pauses and the body language. So great job, Toastmaster Shalini. The only one thing that I could think of is like you called out that you will start with commendations, recommendations, summary. I would say that that's the prescribed format. In Toastmasters, we know we have to do that. So perhaps you can save yourself those couple of seconds by not calling that out and just get straight into your evaluation. Great job. Sir, I concur completely with Toastmaster Shalini's evaluation. So great job. I loved your speech, good humor. So nothing to add from my end. That was very detailed. So thank you for that wonderful speech. All right, we'll get into our tag evaluators. So let's call the timer first. Toastmaster Habib, would you like to please present your report? Please, would you like to come here? Because it's recording.
Thank you, Toastmasters Nimisha. The presiding officer who had opened the meeting, he had a time of 6 minutes and he has taken 5 minutes 40 seconds to complete it. He is within his time. The Toastmasters of the day, who was supposed to introduce the theme and the meeting, was been given 8 minutes and he has taken 10 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmasters Simra, in his speech, she has taken 6 minutes. And Toastmasters Ramdas ji has taken 7 minutes 55 seconds. And the table topic session, the entire session was supposed to be for around 15 minutes. It is approximately around 8 minutes because we had only a few people. So it was approximately around 8 minutes. And the last one you are supposed to do, this is the last one I'll tell you. Your timing is around 20 minutes, but still it is not yet completed.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Habib. For the first time that you took up the timer's role, I must really say that that was a pretty detailed report in the way you called out how much time each segment also took, right? So great job. And it was really wonderful to see you like come up like that and accept a role impromptu. So fabulous thing. Just a couple of call outs, Toastmaster Habib, if you were to take up this role the next time. What I noticed was when you introduced your role, you just spoke about the timings for the prepared speech segment. Maybe you could also call out the table topics and evaluation segment, how much time they will look. And as you call out the timings, it will be nice that you can demonstrate the card then and there to show everybody that these are the cards you will display. Alright, and with regard to your report, something that I would like for all of us, if we take up timer's role, to think about is that when you observe if a person has either exceeded their time or underutilized it, something as a timer, we can probably very quickly in 1 or 2 lines tell the speakers, give some feedback on how they can improve on time. Maybe something as quick as prepare more before the speech, so that people get encouraged to use time effectively, right? But fabulous job. Thank you for your report. Let's move on to our counter, Toastmaster Ramdas, to present his report.
I'll call out the members' name who have used crutch words. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar ji, I'm doing PO role. 4 A's, 4 ands, 3 but. Toastmaster day, Toastmaster Bopaya, you are here for a long time, so used a lot of crutch words. 7 times during initial team role and also while introducing the speakers, and 5 times, but 2 times, so 5 times, I mean 2 times, like 2 times, which I think was not required. Toastmaster Nimisha, again speaking for a long time on the stage, so used 4 times, right didn't use 2 times, but 1 time. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar doing evaluation. Again, 6 times and 1 time, but 2 times. Otherwise, all the speakers, I could not find any clutch words. Thank you.
So thank you so much for that wonderful report. Again, very meticulous, I must say, like great listening abilities to call out each one's crutch words, filler words, right? Something that I'd like to propose for the hour counter is that when you notice that people are using a lot of crutches, perhaps again you could provide a 1 or 2 line, some inputs on how we could improve. Maybe you could just say something as simple as embrace into the power of pause, because when we pause we tend to avoid using crutch words. So you could give little tips like that to speakers to tell us what we can do to improve the next time, right? But thank you so much for that wonderful report, and quickly now moving on to our grammarian Toastmaster Shalini. Please give her a round of applause.
Thank you, G, once again. So, as the grammarian today, the good news is I didn't find any areas of improvement from any of the speakers, but only noted down a lot of good words and phrases used. So, first, congratulating our TMOD Toastmaster Bopaya, who has used the word of the day twice, probably who has only used the word of the day today. Okay? As a grammarian, even I am supposed to do that, but credit goes to Toastmaster Bopaya. Some of the good uses of phrases which Toastmaster Bopaya used were, first of all, he has a very natural flow of language, and some of them are grinding has helped him learn a lot of things, dedicated, neat aspirant, patience ticking the time bomb. This is my favorite quote now. It has got stuck to my memory. From Toastmaster Sibra, we got let intrusive thoughts win, infinite loop of insecurity, procrastination and failure. From Toastmaster Ramdas, we had marriages are made in heaven and lived on earth. Boundaries are defined by people. Very profound statement. Toastmaster Nimisha, it's a long list. The last one, I'm starting with the last one. Embrace to the power of pauses. Reflect upon your mistakes. Start with war, but know how to end it. Start the war, but know how to end it. Listening actively, providing critical feedback. These were all from Toastmaster Nimisha. From Toastmaster Habib, we had a wonderful table topic session, and he had a lot of phrases coined around the word love. Today he chose the word of the day as love, and the table topics were fascinating. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar said something very interesting. Message could be delivered with a punch. Now this is something which we all have to remember, because the world champions in public speaking, they give their messages in less than 10 words, and that is delivered with a solid punch. Okay, so this is something which is very, very critical for all of us. That's all from the grammarian side. Over to you.
Fabulous report. Once again, Toastmaster Shalini, thank you. Very detailed, very meticulous again. In terms of your performance of duties, I thought everything went well. You introduced the word of the day. You called out that the TMOD used it in the initial part itself, and you were very energetic and enthusiastic in your presentation. The only one thing that I could think of, I know Toastmaster Shalini, the attendance is less today. You took up the role impromptu. I noticed that you called out the meaning of the word. You looked at the board and you called out, but perhaps when you're prepared for the role, you could use another example just so that everyone can understand more usages of how the word of the day can be used. So wonderful job. Give her a round of applause. Okay, I'll get quickly into the role takers now, starting with our SAA Toastmaster Habib. Toastmaster Habib, your sincerity is what always stands out for me. The way you've been handling your roles, that initiative I see in you to take up roles and to perform very well every single time you come here. So kudos to you, wonderful job. You made sure that you began on time, you were here, and you greeted everyone with a warm smile. So wonderful job. Couple of areas of improvement. Now that you are the official SA of the club, and you've been doing this role a couple of times now, right? So just the way now you know the 3 rules by heart, perhaps you should also know the mission by heart. Try to avoid looking into your phone or a sheet of paper. And maybe because the SA is the first person who starts the meeting, perhaps you could start with a brief intro about yourself. Like greet everyone, say I'm Toastmaster Habib, I'm the SAA, because there's nobody else to introduce the SAA, right? So you could do that, but fabulous job, Toastmaster Habib. So let's give him a round of applause. Okay, coming to our dear President, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, I was just teasing him that he's the RRR, the R of our club, because he has those two R's in his name, and when he comes here, he brings in that extra R because he roars, like he's so enthusiastic. As every meeting today also, he began very energetically. He opened the meeting with a smile. He spoke of the theme, introduced the TMOD really well. That's something I think he always does well. There's always a creative way to introduce the TMOD. He made sure, like one of the things I really want to call out is that today we have less strength. So he made sure just before the meeting, everyone has, like, all the roles are filled. So that's something I really wanted to call out. Some things that I just want to tell you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, is a little bit just about your preparation. I know that as the presiding officer, you have to do this every week, but perhaps you could think a little bit more about the theme and come, because I noticed you started by saying that Toastmasters is, and then you took a couple of seconds of pause, and then you quickly perhaps thought that you should speak about the moments of truth. So you started talking about that. So maybe you could just practice your flow generally, like what do you want to talk about? What are the critical things that you want to talk about, right? So that's the only one thing I could think of. So great job. Let's give him a round of applause. I will come to the TMOD the last. I will just cover everybody else. I think the next is, of course, our table topic master again, Toastmaster Habib. Kudos again, taking up like that initiative of taking up the role, this role last minute. So I thought you did fabulously well for a first time table topic master. You explained the purpose of what table topics are. You invited speakers. We have less strength. Normally we would tell people to volunteer, but you made sure that you got everyone to speak over here. So great. And I thought your topics were very relatable, easy. People could speak about it. So wonderful job over there. Some things that I just want to recommend to you, Toastmaster Habib, is you began the table topics by saying that I'm doing this for the first time, so please excuse me if I don't do well. Don't do that. All of us take up roles first time. We don't have to do that, right? We don't have to apologize. So just get into the role, right? The other thing I noticed was that maybe you can call out the topics twice, right? Like a couple of us had to like ask you again what was the topic. So maybe you can slow down, read the topics at least twice so that it registers with the speakers, right? And one other thing, Toastmaster Habib, is that maybe you could just move away from this stage. Let the stage, when the speaker has to talk, let just the speaker have the stage. You could just move away a little bit. Those are my recommendations. So fabulous job. All right. Last but not the least, our TMOD. Fabulous job, Toastmaster Bopaya. Every time, like, it's very difficult for me to come up with any areas of recommendation for you. Again, I know you took up this role pretty much last minute ad hoc request. So I want to commend you for thinking of such a wonderful theme, like a relatable theme. It's a theme that to celebrate. So it's because of the theme that one of the reasons why we could have a lot of fun and frolic over here. So wonderful job on that. You began the meeting really well. You greeted everyone and you brought in your trademark style, that song, Avicii song. So it's always a good way to start meetings. Also, I noticed that there were interactions in the way you were asking questions to people. So that's a great way to engage the audience. Loved all your personal stories, especially about your story of how you would skip school on Rakhi, or the policeman story with you and your twin brother. In terms of your performance of roles, I thought you did fabulously well. You introduced all the role takers very well. You also made sure that you summarized some elements from their speech, and you brought in more personal stories in between those speeches. So great. Just 2 points I could think of, Toastmaster Bopaya, you are like a wonderful presenter. I would say that you have that ability to hold the audience. It's just that, can we see a little bit more energy and enthusiasm? When you came here, you greeted everyone like good evening. Can you like bring in more energy? Good evening, Toastmasters. Like that energy needs to flow into everyone, right? Like we need to we really need to know that TMOD is here. Like wow. So some energy, more enthusiasm, and I noticed this time, like you were looking at the notes here, just here and there. What struck me was when you were narrating stories about your personal stories, like about you and your brother. That's when I found you like look into your notes, and I was wondering why. Because it's your personal story. I'm pretty sure you can fill it with your own words. You don't have to look at your notes over there, right? Those are the only 2 points. With fabulous job. Thank you so much. And one last thing, just want to call out the good things about our club. Like we always start on time, and we always make sure, despite a situation like this, when we are less in numbers, we make sure that our meetings happen. So kudos, I want to give all of us a big round of applause. So thank you, and over to the TMOD, Toastmaster Hotel.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for that wonderful session. Big round of applause for Toastmaster. I'm sure we have captured a lot of tidbits that we will take back home. Apart from showing more love to our siblings, I think we'll also include more of our tidbits in that love that we show to our siblings. So with that, I'd like to remind you to vote for the various roles that we've taken today. The link is on the WhatsApp chat.
Yes.
Can you share it?
The link is already on.
In the Toastmasters.
Okay.
So please do vote for your favorite speaker. So we have time today, so I'm waiting for everyone. Alright, so with that, I think we've had a wonderful session today. Kudos to all the speakers who came up onto the stage, gave your views, gave your thoughts, gave your prepared speeches. Considering this is Raksha Bandhan week, how is it possible that I end this without a song? So this is everyone's favorite, everyone knows this. So let's go. फूलों का तारों का सबका कहना है, एक हजारों में मेरी बहना है, सारी उम्र हमें संग रहना है. Of course, metaphorically, you can't live together forever, but we understand. We get the point. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. I hope everybody enjoyed today's evening. We are a bit running low on attendance, but nevertheless, the energy and the guidance of our great leader, Toastmaster Ramdas, is always there. And most of the things we have completed. And I am sure all of us have enjoyed today's evening, and we are taking a lot of take-home points for us to improve on our own selves. Anybody who is giving feedback on somebody's speech or the general evaluator telling us, it need not be, it is not for me, so it should be taken, well taken, so that it gives us an opportunity to prepare ourselves and master ourselves for the next level. And I see Toastmaster Simra. Would you like to tell us how you liked? I think this is your second visit to our club. So may I know how you liked us, the club, and what do you feel about it? A few words?
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Good.
I love this club. I love the energy. Honestly, as someone who's a very new Toastmasters, it's just been 1.5 months. I've been to a lot of Toastmasters club, especially corporate, and I've had a couple of extremely embarrassing moments in corporate clubs because I come from the MCC Toastmasters club, people of my age, and then so my speeches are very teenage friendly speeches, and then I was supposed to deliver these speeches to a different kind of audience. So the embarrassment that I had to feel was very real. But over here, irrespective, I think we're all from a very versatile versatile ages. But it's lovely here. I love the energy. Even the last time I came here, it felt like it was so natural. We couldn't feel the age gap. And thank you, sir, for your feedback. Thank you, ma'am, for your feedback. Everything here. I think Shalini ma'am spoke to me the last time I came first, and I'm like, okay, wow, someone who has my level of energy, and she's older than me. I love this club for the very reason that it's a very happy-go-lucky, very friendly, very lively club. Thank you, T-Mod. It was a great session. Yes, I love this place, and I think last week only I was like, okay, I actually really want to give a speech here, and I fulfilled it. So thank you so much for having me here. It's a great club. Thank you very much.
There is no age gap. We only have experience, and we have experience. That's why we know what are the ages from here to here. So we are very accommodative in our thought process.
Yes.
But we are as young and energetic as anyone. So for us, for Toastmasters in NITK BHIVE, it is only the experience what we are bringing with us. Otherwise, we are more than any teenage club.
Yes, definitely.
With that, sir, do we have the results right now? Okay, anybody would like to tell something about their experience today or would like to share any meeting experiences? Don't worry, it is showing 9 minutes from 10 minutes, but it has not come. The food has been ordered. So I request you all to just stay back for some time. Let's all enjoy Raksha Bandhan snacks and then we'll go. Okay, that was having said it.
Certificates.
Yeah. Now we are going to discuss and select somebody who has performed better today. And it doesn't mean that all others could not perform, but we all liked somebody's perform better. So going by that, the best speaker, whom do you think is the best speaker of today's meeting? Both were good. General evaluator?
Hard to say. Hard to say.
Hard to say. But let's give a big round of applause to Toastmasters Silver. Congratulations for that. The best evaluation.
Shadi.
I'm your president of the club. Look, please give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Shalini. Best Toastmaster.
Bopaya.
That is a tie
Yeah.
Between Bopaya and Bopaya.
between all the three. No tie.
No tie. So, I found Toastmaster Nimisha as the best Toastmaster of the day. And best assignee role takers,
Shalini
it
or
is a
Ramdas?
tie.
Shalini or Ramdas?
You'll have one dosa more to eat for guessing it right. It is Toastmaster Ramdas and Toastmaster Shalini for best assignee roles. And who is the best table topic speaker?
Sidra.
Oh, did you enjoy my speech? Was it that you all liked my speech?
Toastmaster Habib's work.
Huh?
We cannot guess now.
No.
Ramdas.
Good. But no.
Simra.
I think Chandrasekhar.
Yeah.
Simra.
We both share the best speakers listing, and it is between both of us. We share the thing. Toastmaster Simran and Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Good.
Extra.
So with this, we come to end of this session, and I hope you all have enjoyed a lot for today's meeting. So if we do not have anything else to say or discuss, can I declare this meeting adjourned for today? And I declare this meeting adjourned, and thank you again for your valuable time. And this thing, ma'am, can you just switch it off?